Welcome to the Burn Horizons demo tutorial. My name is Nick, and I run a small YouTube channel called 20 Minute Gamer. Now, I've been working with and helping the devs over the past few weeks in promoting this title. One of such things is working on a brief tutorial for their early access demo period during Steam's Next Fest. We'll be going through a few topics today, all of which will have timestamps in the description, so if you're looking for something in particular, it should be listed there. Hopefully, future Nick remembers to do this. We're going to go ahead and jump into what Burn Horizon is, and then we're going to go ahead and jump into the gameplay. So if you are just looking for the gameplay, you can go ahead and start with the heads-up display linked down below. For the rest of you that are still here, well, what is Burn Horizons, and why am I interested in its release? Well, I'm an avid fan of most tactical games: Door Kickers, XCOM, BattleTech, Menace, Aliens Dark Descent. The tactical format of these games scratches an itch for me, as they most likely do for you as well. Well, Burn Horizons is offering a new structure into the turn-based tactical format. They are aiming for more of a realistic approach. So they've worked to strip away traditional class structures to pave way for a more freestyle form of class structure. They're calling this Pathways. You can go ahead and class a soldier as a heavy gunner. Absolutely, there will be class structure, but in doing so, you can also allow that gunner the ability to merge into other class types without losing any of their current skills or perks. This is different from games like XCOM. As much as we love those titles, XCOM says you're a grenadier and you will only gain access to that skill tree. In Burn Horizons, you can have your gunner start performing medical. Well, he's going to pick up those traits. He can easily become a second medic on the field. That's number one. Now, the other thing that Burn Horizon is offering are called scars. Scars are learned experiences that evolve through play. This is another element in the gameplay of Burn Horizons that teeter on the realistic. Now, scars can be good, scars can be bad, but they aren't all bad, okay? For example, missing a shot, your sniper might lose confidence. In the same vein, missing a shot, your sniper might become more accurate. Maybe he recognizes why the shot missed. Maybe he gains a durability perk and a stability perk. You could use a character too often, and they could eventually grow reckless. Maybe if you continue to use them and not allow them a break from the field, you push them even further, and PTSD can trigger a psychotic break mid-mission, taking them completely out of the fight. Your characters aren't static. That's what this is all based around. They change based on what they endure. Now, that's number two. Now, with that being said, I'm excited to show you the demo as it's built currently. Please remember that this is an alpha build. The Kickstarter is live now. Once again, those details are in the description. And if you're interested in backing the title, I promise you won't be disappointed. Speaking with the devs and speaking with the team in Discord, they are all very invested in this project, and they want to bring a game forward that gives you the freedom to drive your team in the way that you see fit. Let's get into some gameplay. Starting out with the HUD or user interface. The team was insistent on offering a more trimmed down view. They wanted a more immersive experience. Now, there are 3 camera options. You can press 1, 2, and 3 on your keyboard, and it will adjust the view accordingly. You have a top-down, isometric, and over-the-shoulder. Q and E, as well as pressing in on the middle mouse wheel button, will rotate the camera. WASD moves the camera around when you are in isometric or top-down view. When you are over the shoulder, you cannot move the camera around. You are locked in to that over-the-shoulder view. On the upper left, you'll see this arrow drop down. This leads you to a few menu options. In the lower left corner, you'll see 4 operators, which are pre-selected for the nature of this demo. The lower portion of the screen shows minimal operator details, armor values, current wound or trauma, weapon status. Clicking on one of the 4 operator avatars will jump you to that operator. Now that you're comfortable with the UI, let's get into the mission. The team adopted the command wheel. This is how you will interact with the game, whether you're engaging, moving, looting, or performing medical, just to name a few. Accessing the command wheel is simple. Right-click anywhere on the screen to pull up the command wheel. Once open, you will see a few rings offering you additional options. There's an inner, middle, and outer ring. Now, similar to most turn-based tactical titles, the game blends real-time with turn-based. Free from any enemy contact, the game functions in real time, allowing you to move your operators any distance, any length, without spending any action points. Once the enemy is sighted, the game transitions into turn-based mode. Currently in this build, each operator is afforded 2 AP, referenced by the stopwatch on the operator profile picture. We're going to go ahead and move our operator forward. We're going to right-click anywhere on the screen. Click on the boot for movement, then click on move. You can see, because we don't have any enemy contact currently, I have a white line that will traverse my operator as far as the eye can see. If, at any point in time, the operator is interrupted by enemy contact, the turn-based mode will transition for the rest of the team. I'm going to go ahead and move the rest of these operators online with my current operator. All right, I've jumped forward to an engagement, and here we're going to use the same actions learned about the command wheel to engage these targets. And you can see the movement line has changed to now support the turn-based format. A full move costs 2 AP. Something to keep in mind regarding AP usage as well during combat is that it is recommended to put your team into high ready status. In high ready, your team will only use 1 AP per engagement. In low ready, your team will utilize about 1.2 action points per engagement. And it was designed that way. It's designed that way to facilitate that real-world application of having to raise your rifle. Another thing you can do is click on the friendly icons in the turn meter near the lower right. That's going to go ahead and jump you to all visible enemies or allies, and that is visible enemies and allies. At the current state, an unseen enemy, even listed, is just going to askew the camera. You can correct this just by using your mouse wheel or numbers to readjust the camera setting. I have an operator selected. They're in the high ready. I right-click on the screen and select targeting. That's going to go ahead and give me 2 options, aimed shot or suppressive fire. I want to go ahead and utilize, for this example, aimed shot. Once that has been clicked on and selected, a reticle will pop up. When you click on the enemy with that reticle, a small menu will pop up. The menu has 4 choices: head, chest, arms, and legs. The color associated to each of these is the identifier for how likely your shot is going to be to connect. Green, blue, yellow, orange, and red. The further down the color spectrum, the less likely your shot will connect. Red on chest does not have the same probability of connecting as blue or green on chest. So there you can see the command wheel in action. It's going to be the same for any action that you want to utilize. The command wheel is your link to medical, to your inventory, to looting. Anything that you need, the command wheel is going to be your friend. We're going to go ahead and jump into one more topic before rounding out this tutorial and helping you understand a little bit more about Burned Horizon. Our last topic is scars and pathways. Now, this is going to be a little bit brief, but trust me, it is an incredibly in-depth process that the developers are trying to build this into. Now, I have some shots here that show scars and pathways forming. In all of these instances, something happened within the course of the character's deployment that formed a pathway or a scar. You can see that some of the soldiers developed PTSD from seeing a teammate killed. Others developed a new skill by being accurate and precise. And all of this was simply learned by putting the characters in that situation over the course of their deployment. That concludes the tutorial and mission of what Burned Horizons is. If you have any additional questions, or if something wasn't talked about here that you feel bears discussion, please drop a comment down below. We would love to hear from you. Either myself or one of the developers should be in touch with you. Thank you so much for your time. I am honored and privileged to have walked through this with you together. Stay safe out there. Nick out.